Hey guys, Critical Hit Gaming here, and today I'm coming at you with a Kira GGC video. This GGC was just released today, and it's probably the hardest GGC that's come out in global yet. It's only on competition to be like the Lira GGC or maybe the Re GGC that were the other hardest. But this one I think takes the cake for the most difficult GGC in global right now. If you want a guide, I'm going to put a guide in the description. You can click that link and it will send you to the Brave Frontier subreddit, where there's a perfectly made guide if you need help with this GGC. But this video is mostly on my clear, so I'm pretty much just going to talk about the units I chose to use, and the parts about, like, key details about the GGC that may need to be said. So, yeah, I'm going to start with the leader I use. I chose Haley as my leader. She seems to be my go-to leader nowadays. She's really broken. Her leader skill offers 150% BB, SBB mod, which is really good for extra damage. The BC support has BC HC drop rate in Ares effect leader skills, so you can gain BC a lot easier and keep SBBs up. And the 30% all stats is obviously really good. So I chose her as my leader just because her leader skill is really broken. And I took a friend Lv.3. He has BB on hit, which is really important, and his leader skill has like extra mitigation and really good stat up. So Lv.3 is a really good friend choice for this GGC. If you're struggling, you might want to try him if you haven't, because I think he would help you out a lot. I chose Dolk as my mitigator because no other mitigator I have didn't clash as much with the others. Like Krantz clashes with Zeruia. Although Dolk also clashes with Zeruia, I felt like Krantz didn't do as much as Dolk did. So yeah, I chose Dolk because he has 30% attack to defense, which is really good for survival, and he has the BCHC, which is irrelevant because of Zeruia. But Gazia clashed with Haley too much, and my other mitigators like Adea just doesn't do enough for inflicting status ailments, especially since the last stage has Tora, or not Tora, but Cannon, which negates all status ailments for them, so Adea wouldn't really do much. So that's why I chose Dolk as my mitigator, and Dolk's just a really good mitigator. He's a solid unit in general. Corzan, I didn't really know what else to put in the squad besides him. Like, he doesn't really clash with anyone else in the squad because, like, he has 150% attack up that clashes with Haley, if you're going to use Haley's BB, which I highly recommend. But that's like the only thing. He provided crit rate up. I don't know if crit damage works on these units. I don't assume it does because that'd be really broken. So, but critical rate up in general just means you'll get more crits, which is good for damage. And he also boosts max HP by 10% on SBB, so it will help you survive a little better. Zeruia, for pretty obvious reasons, I think, giving all elements is really useful for the last stage where there's literally all elements. And I find that she's really important for infinite SBB, 40 hits, and BCHC. And in bad times, she can use her BB to heal and to remove status ailments, which is very relevant. And then Avani's in the squad for damage and BB support. But Avani's really in this squad because she's my favorite unit right now. I kind of put her in every squad, whether she's good in that squad or not, because I really like Avani. Definitely favorite unit so far. So yeah, now that's pretty much my squad. Alternatives for Dolk would probably be, if you have Zeruia, honestly any mitigator will work, except maybe Gazia. I don't like using Gazia if I'm using a Haley lead. So yeah, Dolk's really replaceable. Corzan's really replaceable. Just do what you want, any crit buffer, if you will. Avani easily replaced by Chrome. You can obviously get different friend leads depending on what you have, and you can take your friend's leads for what you don't have. So yeah. Now this is the last stage, so I do want to talk more about this stage. So on this stage, during the first 4 turns, units just keep coming, and you just play the SBB game, but on the 4th turn, you want to get your UBB active. I chose to UBB Zeruia because 75% mitigation, 25% max HP on UBB, which will help for survival a lot. And you want this because when Fiva comes out on the 5th turn, she's going to buff wipe all your units and do a massive AoE attack, which is going to be really damaging, and you could lose some units there if you're not careful. So yeah, once all the units are out like this, just keep playing the damage and survival game. Use UBB again, which again, mitigation UBB is probably better than damage UBB, just because you want to survive. So I chose to use Zeruia again, which is very good UBB for this trial. or .trial for this GGC. So just keep spamming your SPVs, and there's a couple of things that can happen based on apparently how many units are left at a certain threshold. It's more well explained in the guide, so if you want to check that out, it's a really good idea. But pretty much, like, one of the things that happens, or what happens to me, is Fiva comes out by herself and she does some special magical stuff to my units that we'll see when we get there. And I think I've lost, I can't really see video from far away, but I think I've lost a lot of items because I forgot to, or I took a lot of damage one turn and lost units. I think that's what happened. I don't know, I'd have to check closer. So right now I'm just playing the spam SPV game. Pretty simple. I'm using Haley's BB, Avani's BB, and Corzan's BB to keep buffs up. There goes some. Corzan barely escaped with his life. Now we're down to, like, I think 4 units. I'm checking their buffs, see if they have mitigation, Angel Idol. Because 3 units have Angel Idol at the end. I think it's Alpha, Taser, and Kira from my playthrough. I could be wrong. For more detailed, definitely check out the guide. And they start hitting really hard, because that is how they do. They do hit like a truck. Just keep bringing their HP down. Oh, Taser's left by himself. Yes, so Taser was left by himself. There's 1 unit. So Fiva comes in and she removes all my BB gauges, my buffs, and I think she removed my buffs. She removed all my BB gauges, that's for sure, something in there. And yep, and then she does a lot of damage. Yes. And then that's the end. So that was Kira GGC. It's a pretty difficult GGC. I'm going to show the reward in this video. You can pause, I don't leave enough time. But it's not that good. But yeah, this was Critical Hit Gaming. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe. Bye YouTube.